Today's clip is from a coaching session a few months back with a student where we talk about the power of mindset as well as motivation. Here's the clip.
The key thing to keep in mind is success is not a destination. It's a process. It's falling in love with what you're doing every day, right? One of my favorite sayings is, motivation is like having a shower. It works best when you do it every day, right? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people look at motivation as it'll just appear at some point in the future, right? Whereas using a character sheet or using affirmations, or using affirming questions, those are all making sure you become motivated. Because the dynamic shifts from you going, oh, I have to do this, to I am this awesome person that has all this capability. What am I going to do with all of this today, right? Rather than going, oh, I need to work today and make money. You're going, I am this beast that is built to just dominate business. I'm not going to sit around and watch Netflix today. That's boring. I'm going to, find 5 clients today. That's what I'm going to work on because that's what I feel like my challenge should be for the day, right? Yeah, sort of. It flips it. So rather than me doing something because I'm motivated, I am motivated because of who I am, right? Motivation is kind of a byproduct. And then you'll also start to notice this infectious nature that comes with motivation, where you start to infect people around you with this motivation, where they look at the journey you're going on and they go, wait, like, how did you do that in 2 months? Like, how can you tell me, and can you help me, right? So it's one of those things where think of motivation more of like something passive that comes as a byproduct of you focusing on who you are. And if you're not motivated, you need to remind yourself of who you are and what you're capable of. And the one thing I want to point out, because this is something that I struggled with, it is okay to feel demotivated. It is okay to feel like you're having a bad day. It is okay to have a day that you don't want to do all of this. That's perfectly okay. That is a normal part of making sure you're doing this in a healthy way. It gets bad when you do that every single day. That's when it gets bad, right? So I don't want you to feel like this is a one size fits all. It's just going to be sunshine and roses and you're going to puke rainbows, and that's not what it is, right? The reality of it is 80 to 90% of the time it's going to work really well. 10% of the time, when that gradient is super steep, you are going to feel demotivated. You are going to feel like it doesn't work. What I recommend in those moments is reflecting on the successes you've had. I find that when I have just a really bad day, I look back and I go, okay, here's what I'm happy I accomplished. Here's what I could only have accomplished to find myself. I reaffirm where I am. And then if I still find I need to disconnect for a while, then I'd go, okay, that's it for today. I'm going to relax for the rest of the day. I'm going to come back refreshed tomorrow, right? Because you're allowing yourself to feel what you need to feel, because it's telling you, I'm exhausted. I've had enough. And if you keep pushing, it's like overworking a muscle. What happens? Like, the muscle develops, and then you tear it enough that it turns into stronger muscle, and then you tear it and it's damaged. Now you're down for the count for 6 months, right? Your life is a byproduct of who you are. As soon as you change who you are, your life will change. It's this strange thing of almost like your radio, and you're tuning to a different station. Of like, as soon as you tune to a different station, all of a sudden, all these things that are in line with the station you've tuned to just sort of happen, right? And this is a direct byproduct of that mindset, right? This is the most important. If you want one secret, everyone's always looking for secrets, and then when they get the secret, they don't actually use the secret. They just start looking for another secret, right? Exactly, right? The one secret, like if someone said you can only give one tip to someone to make them successful, mindset. That's it, mindset. If you can overcome that mindset problem, nothing is going to get in your way, because anytime something does, you are going to convince yourself it's not an obstacle, and then you are going to find a reason why it's not an obstacle, right? Using kind of a present example right now with what happened with COVID and everything being locked down and everything like that, right? If you look at it using reality, that most people like to look at it from, it's a disaster, it's horrible, businesses are closing, the economy is not performing well, everything's in shambles. But if you actually look at it for what it is, it has created a tsunami of opportunity, and that opportunity is as a result of taking businesses that operated the way they used to and making them digital, right? So you can see, depending on your mindset, if your mindset is abundance and opportunity, then you're going to see that bottom part. If your mindset is scarcity and fear, you're going to see that top part, right? Now, I know from firsthand experience going through this, the simplicity of it just being about mindset. Sometimes when those moments are really hard and it feels really hard, can start to make you doubt whether it really is that simple. Right? I want you to absolutely trust that is the case. If you believe something is a challenge, your mind will conspire against you to make it a challenge. Even if it's lifting up a piece of paper from the table, if you sit there for an hour and just keep thinking about how heavy that paper is and how hard it is to pick it up, when you try and do it, your brain is going to do everything it can to convince you that's true, because the brain does not know the difference between what it visualizes and reality. That is a fundamental mechanism in the brain. When you close your eyes and visualize something, your brain cannot tell the difference between it being something you're visualizing and something that's actually happening. And there's lots of studies on this. If you doubt this, I strongly suggest take some time and research it, because you will be shocked to hear that. That is why you'll I don't know if you're into sports or anything like that, but you'll see a lot of top athletes talk about what them visualizing achieving their goal, them, before they go out into a game, visualizing how many points they're going to score, visualizing how many goals that they're going to get. Because visualization conditions our subconscious to believe we are capable of achieving what we believe we're going to achieve. So that when you're in the situation, it's almost that instinct takes over. And the instinct isn't one of, I'm not going to land this client. That instinct is, I know I can land this client. No matter what, I will land this client. And so your brain will automatically pick paths around those conversations, pick paths around their objections of what would a successful person do in this situation. Well, someone's talking to me and saying, hey, my prices are too high. Well, if I'm a successful person, I'm going to understand. If I'm not a successful person, what am I going to do? Well, I'll give you 50% off, right? And being on the receiving end of that, you can see very quickly how it's almost like when you're trying to do business with someone, if you believe that they're supposed to, like, they're an expert and they're going to charge a premium price, and they instantly, the second you pose an objection, they drop their price, you're going to feel like that person maybe isn't as confident in what they're doing. And as a result, it's almost like you, because of your mindset being focused on not landing the deal, you ensure that happens. You're conspiring to go down that path. So one exercise I'd suggest you do after our session is spend some time and make a list of all the mental beliefs that you hold. And you don't have to share this list with me, but of all the mental beliefs you hold that you feel might be holding you back from achieving whatever you want to achieve. And then next to that list, on the opposite side, think of a way to change it. So rather than doing the opposite, find a way to change it. So for example, if you go, I don't believe I can land a $10,000 contract, you would change that to, I am excited at how easily it is for me to land a $10,000 contract.
I hope you found that clip useful. Let me know in the comments below, what do you do to prime your mindset every day to focus on your business? If you're a freelancer or first-time business owner that's struggling with some challenge in your business, in the description below, you'll find a link for a complimentary one-on-one strategy session with me. As always, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe. I release more videos like this every Wednesday.